took a break from dating for a few months, and if this sounds anything like you, then you probably need to take a break too. You just feel like the return on your investment has been so poor. You feel like you're not really connecting with anyone lately. You feel like everyone you meet, you just anticipate disappointment even before you meet them. You feel like you're on a date and you're just wondering, why am I here? You feel like you just want to go home, and the thought of being in bed, watching TV, eating popcorn, chilling, just sounds a lot more fun than just being with this person. If this sounds like you, then grab some popcorn, get a drink, relax, and let's get into it.
I saw him first.
Hi everyone, my name is Angie. Welcome back to I Saw Him First podcast. I'm bringing back the long form video. I know I've been experimenting with my YouTube channel for a bit, but I'm happy to tell you I'm going back to basics. I'm going back to the long form, chit chat, relaxed relationship content. I've made a new channel now called Thinking Out Loud with Angie, where I talk about the neuroscience and psychology and well-being stuff. So if you're still into that, don't worry, I'm not stopping it. I've made a new one for future videos relating to all of that. Right, so back to the dating stuff, because that's what you're here for. Why did I stop dating? Okay, backstory. I've actually been single now for almost 2 years. I can't believe it. Time has flown by so quickly. And in all that time, I've just built such a strong relationship with myself. I've just built such a calm, a happy, fulfilled relationship that I don't feel like I actually need a partner. Not that I ever felt like I needed one, but I think when I was younger, I just, it felt good. It looked good to have a partner, and I wanted it. That's just the truth. I'm not ashamed to say that. Yeah, when I was younger, I wanted a man more than I do now. So what changed for me? Well, when I think about the past 2 relationships I've been in, this might sound kind of bad, but I hope none of them listen. When I think about the past 2 relationships I've been in, I remember the moments when I wanted to break up with them. Like, I remember the exact moments when I started feeling unfulfilled in those relationships, and I didn't really know what it was then, but now that I can find the word, it's called the ick. I've literally gotten the ick from both people that I've been in relationships with. And when I think deeply about it, the ick was based on the same thing. Like, they showed up in different ways, but they were like intrinsically about the same thing. So I thought to myself, maybe I need to check myself. Why have I gone after men or, been in relationships with men that I do not feel like, for lack of a better word, inspired by? And not that these men were not doing all right for themselves, but they just weren't men that were in my line of just like aligned with the things that I wanted for myself. And I just thought to myself, well, I chose this men because in my head they were different from me, and in my head that meant things would work out because it would be like, yin and yang situation where we wouldn't really clash or just kind of like complement each other. The first relationship, we actually fought a lot. So that was wrong. We ended up being more similar than I thought we would be. So we actually clashed a lot. The second one, however, I felt like I ran towards the opposite end of the first one, where I then found someone that was so unlike who I am, very, very, very far from my personality type. And that didn't work out either. They both had the same traits that I am now trying to avoid because I've just realized they were the same reasons I left the relationship. Obviously, I'm not going to say what that is here because it's going to be a bit bait and a little bit like, it might sound like an insult, but it's really not. It's about me. It's not about them. So I just realized, okay, maybe I need to revisit, my picker and why I'm choosing this man. So after that breakup, I think it was May 2022, I just didn't really date anyone for a few months. And then it was summer and it was like, might be fun to see someone again. And I went on a few dates and, dated a few people. And it's just like, I had fun. But the more I went out with people, the more I just realized that I was just over the dating for fun thin. I was just over dating for the sake of dating. I was over dating for the sake of having something to talk about during brunch with your friends. I was just over it all. I was just like, what's the point? What is the point? Especially in December 2022, I remember going out with this one person that just ruined it all for me. He really ruined it all for me. I just looked at him and I was like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, why am I here with this person? I just made up an excuse to leave because in that moment I was like, I swore to never spend a single moment with someone that just wasn't doing it for me anymore. I swore to not stay with anyone that, I was dissatisfied by just to look nice, or someone that, I just didn't see a future with just to look nice. Like, I have started to say on the date immediately when I'm not feeling it, I'm like, oh, actually, I don't think this is going to work out. I need to go. The first time I did it, I was a bit like, ooh, I can't believe I did that. But the second time I did it, I haven't done that more than twice, but the second time I did it, I felt even more comfortable doing it. And I made sure that I did it politely. I was like, actually, I don't think we're a match. I don't think there's a need to keep talking. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go. And the more I did that, the more I just became more confident doing it. So I advise you to try it as well. Don't sit through 2 hours with someone that it's over. Before it started, it's already over. When you could be chilling at your house on your bed watching TV. Which is what I always think about when the date isn't going well. I know the date isn't going well when I start daydreaming about what else I could be doing. Now, how about in 2023? Did I really not date anyone at all in 2023? No, that's actually wrong. I did date a few people. However, in the entire 2023, there was only one person that I felt like I connected with. In the entire year. I think that's ridiculous, but also not very ridiculous, because remember what I said, I've been more intentional about who I spend my time with. I've been more intentional about who I date and how I don't sit through dates I'm not satisfied with, right? Well, it makes sense. There was only one person that I really liked, that I felt connected to, because I just spent less time, sifting through the thousands of random ass men. I was just more intentional with the people that I was dating. But still, I still felt this sense of, what's all this for? I was feeling, the right word is jaded. I just felt like what I really wanted, maybe it's just not out there at the moment. It's almost like I didn't believe in the things that I actually want for myself. Like, how do I say I want something if I don't believe that it's there? Does that make sense? Like, how can I truly say that I want something that I don't even believe exists? Like, the kind of love that I want, sometimes I doubt if it exists. The kind of man that I want, sometimes I doubt if he exists. I'm thinking to myself, I know this is not, irrational. I know this is not deluded, because the things that I want in a partner are the things that I believe that I am. And I want someone that's even better than I am. And then I'm starting to think, does he even exist? And it just became disappointing, and I just became deflated. And I started thinking, why am I even trying if I don't believe that this man exists? Why even try? Like, why? I deleted the apps a few times, both Bumble and Hinge. I re-downloaded them a few times because I'm like, you gotta be in the game to win it. You gotta play the game to win it. I would delete it again when I see the caliber of men on there. Like, it got to a point. It's the same guys that I'm swiping on all the time, the same guys that I'm rejecting all the time. And I'm just like, when does it stop? Like, when does this cycle actually stop? Like, I'm over it. I just got to that point that I was like, I'm actually over this bullshit. Like, this is like, I could be spending my time on more reasonable, things that would give me more return on my investment. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one. I know that there are a few people, probably a lot of people, that are feeling this way. You feel like the men out there are just not doing it for you. The men out there, I don't know what it is, but they're just not giving what they're supposed to give. And the thing is, we're not really asking for too much. Yes, there's this, connotation that we want the higher echelon of men. We all go after the higher value men. But it's because we want good lives for ourselves. If we believe we're high value women, why shouldn't we go after high value men? If you truly rate yourself and you believe in your own source, then why shouldn't you go after the men that you think are on your level or higher? I don't know about you, but I refuse to settle for a man that just doesn't make me feel fulfilled. I keep using that word fulfilled, but that's the only word I can think of right now. Men that you look at and you're just not inspired by. You know, it sounds mean, but I want to be inspired by whoever I date. I want to look up to him and think, wow, what a man. What a man. And I've just not really gotten that feeling from a lot of the guys that I've dated. So I decided to stop dating. I turned my energy towards something else. I turned my energy towards my YouTube channel, and I spent a lot more time in it. I spent so much time trying to perfect my craft, trying to tell stories better, trying to, set up the background better, trying to edit better, just trying to be better at my own thing that I believed gave me more ROI, gave me more on my investment, gave me more return on my investment. And although it's worked out for me for the past few months, I think the last time I went out with anyone, I would say probably up to 4 months now. And maybe that's not that long, but the last time I didn't like any of these guys. I think that's why it feels so long to me. The last guy I ever liked was probably almost a year now that I've had like a proper, crush where I'm like, oh, I really like this guy. That feels like a long time to me. That feels like a long time. And it just felt a bit futile, like going on this date where I'm just not enjoying myself. I just don't even like this man. I'm just on it because just to give them a try. And it's like, why even try again? Why even try? So this is your reality right now. Take a break. You're jaded. There is no need going into this date with negative emotions or just even thinking that, this is not going to work out. Why even try? That's not the right mentality to go on a date in with. I don't know what the right term is, but it's just not the right mentality to have when you're meeting someone new, because you've already kind of given up before you started. You've already thrown in the towel. You've already kind of had bad vibes before you even got to the date. And I don't blame you. I don't blame myself either. Our past experiences influence how we feel. So why shouldn't I feel like, what's the point of going on this date if the past few dates I've gone on have been disappointing, But I just kept telling myself, it's all right to take a break. There's no need being mad at these men for not living up to the, potential that you've made up in your head. There's no need being mad at them. I can just remove myself from it, remove myself from the equation and just focus on something else. However, in 2024, I've been saying to myself, to my friends, to anyone that would listen, that I want a man this year. I want a proper boyfriend this year. I want love this year, because the quality of your life, this is a saying that I will forever hammer on. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your relationships. So if you want a good life, you have to work on your relationships, both friendships, family, and romantic relationships. I feel like the other parts are okay for me right now, so I do want to work on romantic relationships. I want to find me a man this year, and I'm working on it. I am back on the apps trying to date. And I'm going to try and go on dates with people. I'm going to try and go with an open spirit. I think I have kind of come out of that spirit of, deflation and being jaded. And I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to give a new man a chance. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.